fellow detectorists, yes, here we are again. We're back out on permission number 2. It's very overcast today, as you can tell. But I'm here for most of the day until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'll be off home. But it is the 5th of January. I hope you all had a happy new year and everything went okay for you. It soon goes past. But the weather actually is surprisingly mild for this time of year. It's about 5 degrees today. I know that doesn't sound very warm, but it was bitterly cold yesterday. I was expecting it to be the same today, but it's not too bad today, so I'm going to get on with it. We'll see what we find. I'm going to try it out on this field here in front of me, which is where I've been coming the last few times I've been up to permission number 2, but later on I might give it a go on the rape field, because the farmer's just told me that the crop dies back this time of year, so I might be able to get on there now and do some detecting, so I'll give that a go anyway, maybe later on. Anyway, bye for now. You will see me as usual at the first find. Here we go, folks. Got my first target here, and it looks to be what's left of a buckle. I think this should have been a double Tudor style buckle at one time. Should have had another loop on this side, but that's gone. And it's got what's left of a heavily corroded iron pin in the middle there. So that's quite nice. That's what's left of a, I think this is another cast buckle. I'm back at the same spot where I had 2 or 3 of these cast buckles one of the times I was here before, and as you would probably expect, that's what I think this is. But it's got heavily corroded iron pin in the middle there, look. Anyway, we'll see what comes out next. Here we go, folks. Our next find has come from just down here, and it's that, look. It's quite interesting. Not quite sure what it is, but it's quite small. Had it been a little bit bigger, I probably would have said that it was something to do with a spur buckle or something like that. You get these sort of shaped bits on the end of the spur arms. But this is a bit small for that, unless it's a child's one or something like that, but I don't know. It's probably part of a belt fixing or clothes hook or something like that. It looks like it might have been a bit bigger at one time as well up this end. Anyway, we'll carry on. That's find number 2. Here we go, folks. Just found this. It's fitting. It's come from just down here, of course. It's some kind of fitting there. I should imagine it was on horse harness equipment, stuff like that, because it's still got, I think, a bit of the leather there still attached to it. So it's probably not that old. But that's the next find. Anyway, we'll carry on. see you at the next one. Hello folks, as you can see I've come into the rape field now. There are some patches where it has died back, which I think it's what it does this time of the year, a bit like the grass. It sort of dies back sort of winter time. And so I've come on here and I'm detecting on some of these patches, which is quite good. Anyway, I've just had this, what I think is a little buckle fragment. That looks quite old, but we'll carry on. I haven't got long now before I go home, so I'll try and skip over some of these patches and see if we can't get any more finds. Anyway, bye for now. Here we are folks, got another find here, and I thought I would just show this one because it is a button, as you can see. It's a decent sized one, still got the shank on the back, but look at the pattern on that one. That's quite detailed. Lovely pattern on that one, so I thought I'd show that. Anyway, let's carry on. Bye for now. Hello fellow detectorists, yes, here we are, we're back out again. Now, it is the 12th of January, it's a Saturday as usual, it's about 25 past 10, so I can't hang around too much, but there was a couple of bits I wanted to say. The weather today is obviously overcast, it might brighten up later, but we'll see. It is windy. Obviously by now you realise I've added on today's video onto the end of last weekend's video on permission number 2, where I was on permission number 2. I must apologise for the sound quality on that video. I was going to put a message on the video, but I didn't bother in the end. I was trying out a new one of these little microphones for my phone, and it's no good, so I won't be using that anymore. But it wasn't expensive. It's only a couple of pound off of eBay, but the last one I had worked really well. But that, as I said before Christmas, that broke on me. But anyway, I tried out a new one and that didn't work so well, so I've got my big microphone in today, so I hope it's doing okay. It is quite windy. Now we're back out on permission number 1 today, back where I found what I thought was a Roman cosmetics pestle, but as I've been correctly informed by a couple of people, actually, one of my viewers, and you know who you are. And a friend of mine, actually, who I see practically every day, he told me that it was actually Iron Age. Well, they both did. They both told me that it was Iron Age, and you'll see a picture in a moment. And it actually dates from 100 BC to 50 AD, roughly. So that's brilliant. I can't believe that. And I literally found that just over here, and just over here, about 30 yards, 30 metres roughly, in that direction is where I found my Norfolk Wolf Celtic Stater, which is dated roughly the same time. So who knows, I may have found a little bit of a site here. So I'm going to go over this ground today. When I was here before, I did something a bit different to what I've been doing just lately. I just went up and down a strip, only about 40, 50, 60 feet at the most wide, and I went up and down it 5 or 6 times, maybe a bit more than that. I spent all day on the one strip, and that's where I found those bits. Because I had a hammered coin, a Georgian coin, I had that that cosmetics pestle, and actually what they call a woad grinder, and a pot mend. So I'm going to do roughly the same again today. So as normal, you will see me at the first find. Bye for now. Hello folks, first find straight away is a strange bit of lead actually. It's got a bit of a marking on there, I'm not sure about this. It could be anything, but it looks like it's a little offcut from something that might have been a bit more interesting. It could even be a little weight or something like that. That's interesting. You don't normally find bits of lead like that. It's definitely not a bullet or anything like that. This has been shaped. Anyway, let's carry on. That's the first find. Hello folks, target number 2 seems to be what's left of a little bag seal. So that's quite nice. I hadn't had one of these for a while. But that looks to me as though that's probably what that is. I'll give it a better clean up later and you'll probably be able to see the where the two halves of it are. But it almost looks like that's got a, yeah, that's got like a portcullis on the front of it. That's interesting. It looks like it's got writing around the outside of it, almost like a hammered coin, but I'm pretty sure that's what's left of a bag seal. Anyway, that's target number 2. Let's carry on. Hello folks, here we go, we've got find number 3, and it is a coin, and you can see on there, look, I think that's a George, I think it's a George II farthing actually. I don't think this is a halfpenny. You can just make out Britannia on the back. When I get home I'll give it a clean up and we'll see if we can't see a date, but I should imagine it'll be 1700 and something. Anyway, that's great. You can almost see the lettering and the wording around on the left hand side there, so I'll give this my usual gentle clean up. We might even be able to see a bit more. Anyway, let's carry on. Here we go folks, I just had another little find down here, and this is in the same area as where I found the woad grinder, and I've got a funny feeling I've seen something like this before, and I've got a funny feeling that this is, I've seen things like this come under the Roman category, and they've been like personal manicure set type fingernail cleaners and things like that. So I've got a funny feeling that that's what that could be. It's the right size to be something like that, something that you might use in your fingernails, and I've got a funny feeling that I've seen things like that before that fall in the Roman category more than anything else, but I could be wrong. But I think that's great if it is what I think it is, a nail cleaner, fingernail cleaner. But we'll see. I'll see what the verdict is out from the viewers, but I've got a funny feeling that's what that is. Once I give this a gentle clean up, there might even be some markings on it. Anyway, let's carry on. That's interesting. Bye for now. Here we go folks, next find is just I'm guessing it's a 19th century, might be late 18th century. That's a buckle from horse harness equipment. That's a typical sort of shape for a buckle, possibly on a harness or somewhere on horse equipment anyway. Let's carry on. Hello folks, How about this one? It's not metal, it's an eyes only find. I was just walking along and I found this stone on the surface. There's lots of stones around here, as you can see. Some of them are quite big flints actually. But I was walking along and I saw this one sitting on the surface. But this is what caught my eye. Look at that. Now that's not a shell. I don't believe it's a shell. I think that's an actual fossil of a shell in the stone. How about that? So I wonder how old that is. I mean, I'm not nowhere near the sea here. Far from it. How about that? Like I say, it was just sitting on the surface and I saw that. So that's one for the collection. Anyway, let's carry on. Bye for now. Hello folks, next find has come from just down here. I don't think it's that old, but it's a little piece of chain. That could very well have been from a pocket watch or something like that. It's only very, very small, but I'm guessing that's probably what that is. Probably a pocket watch or something that was hung round or attached to somebody at some time. Anyway, let's carry on. Here we go folks, got another find here, and it's very, very thin, very badly worn, but it looks to me as though it's the possible remains of a jetton. Like I say, it's very, very thin, but I can just make out images on both sides. But that's what that looks like to me. You can just make out the swirls, the typical sort of swirls of a jetton. Anyway, we'll carry on. We'll see what comes out next. Hello folks, just had another find, and this is a unusual one. It's a big ring, but as you can see here, there's a worn area, and it's got a bit of an elongated shape to it, and it looks quite old to me. So I'm wondering if this might be a very simple penannular brooch or something like that. There's Bit of a indentation there as well. So I wonder if that could be what that was. You can see here, look, where there might have been a pin hinged going across there, and that could have been a very crude penannular brooch, but it does look very old. There might even be some markings over this side over here, but I'll give it my usual gentle clean when I'm at home, and we'll see later on. Anyway, bye for now. Here we go, folks, got our next find, and it is another buckle, or I should say a buckle. There it is. This one looks quite old as well. So that's quite nice. Glad to see it's still in one piece. Lovely. Let's carry on, see what else we get. Bye for now. Hello folks, just had another find from down here, and it's this. Not quite sure what it is. I think it's been bent over. I don't think it's supposed to be that shape, but it might just be. I can't see any fixing points, any holes or anything like that, so what this is, I don't know. But like I say, I think that's been bent over since it's been in the ground. Anyway, we'll carry on. I'm now heading back towards the car, so we'll see what happens. Bye for now.